Well, uh, you've read the title. It's the end of an era, and my Twitch account has been suspended. So, real quick before I get into the context and the possible reasons why, first things first, those of you who are subscribed, some of you I know have subscribed for Bionicle content, which I haven't made in like 2 years. I only made the one sexy Bionicle video. You will be getting another one this Bionicle Day, another top 10. Haven't decided the topic yet, but it's going to be funny. So, now you know that, you can leave. For those of you who have been a part of my Twitch channel for years, um, I will continue to stream. I will just do it from YouTube, it looks like. I am currently learning how to do that. I think I've set it up from Streamlabs. So Saturday we're going to test it out. We're going to make sure that it works. But Twitch is dead. So let's talk about why. So in the early hours of today, the 25th of June, roughly 2 a.m. before I went to sleep, I figured I'd check up on my Twitch account, and I was met with this. It says, your account is currently suspended. And I was kind of terrified. I didn't understand why. Still don't. But we'll talk about that. So I click on the appeals portal, and I'm hit with this. My account has been indefinitely suspended. The violation severity maximum. And this was received on the 23rd, so 2 days ago. So seeing that I could be suspended forever and that the severity was max, I was curious, so I clicked on the details. And it gives me some details. Your account has been indefinitely suspended. Your access to your account may only be restored upon successful appeal. I see a reason. I view the details on that reason, and it's blank. There is no reason given why I have received a maximum severity indefinite suspension from Twitch. All it tells me is that it occurred in chat. So, I go to appeal it because there is no reason. I appealed it basically the moment that I saw this, and the appeal was rejected, and I can no longer appeal this enforcement. So, in my appeal, I essentially said, you did not give me a reason. I do not know what I did wrong. I've had my account for over 7 years. I've developed a small community. I've been a loyal supporter. I don't have a reason. Didn't matter. So if we go back, it does say appeals can be requested here for enforcements issued against your account within the last 2 years. Oh, excuse me, I'm reading the wrong thing. You can request reinstatement of your account if it's been 6 months or longer from the date that you received your indefinite suspension. So in other words, the next time I can appeal will be in 6 months. So in other words, the Twitch channel is, it's been killed. So you're probably wondering why, right? What's the reason? It says it happened in chat. It says it happened on June 23rd of 2025. Were you hacked? What happened? Well, I was chatting in a channel on June 23rd, 2025. So I was not hacked. I have 3 possible reasons as to why this may have happened. One of them makes sense. The other one would be really, really shitty, and I don't like it, and it would not make sense. And then the third one would be kind of funny, honestly. So let's talk about the most likely reason, and that's reason number one. There is a fairly high chance that I used the R word in chat. Now, I say fairly high because I don't specifically remember using it, but given the context of the stream, I would say the chances are very, very high. If you're curious what R word I'm talking about, it's the one that talks about somebody's mental faculties. It's an insult. But you're probably wondering, well, why would you ever use the R word in chat? And I'll provide further context in a second because I want to talk about reason number two. Reason number two, the stream that I was watching and chatting in actively was suspended mid stream. And I worry, because I was an active chatter, that I may have been banned by being guilty by association. Now, with a severe indefinite suspension, I'm not sure that that's possible. I haven't kept up to date on Twitch's policies in years. I don't know how they operate. They didn't give me a reason, so I have to just kind of guess. But that would be my second guess, just guilt by association. And then my third reason would be that, much like using the R word, there is a fairly high chance I used the word simp. So I know Twitch about 5 years ago cracked down on the word simp, and I'm assuming they let go of that after a while, but maybe it's still basically like, I don't know, showing the Prophet Muhammad on TV, right? Like maybe it's a severe no-no. I don't know. But considering how we've joked about that in the past, it would be really funny if that's actually what happened. Um, but I doubt it. My guess is that it's reason number one, using the R word. Now, let's talk about the context as to why I likely used the R word. Context number one, I like the word. I'm going to be honest. I don't use other slurs or other hateful speech. I personally have a hard time regarding the R word as hateful speech. I get it, but at the same time, I don't see it in the same way. But you're never going to catch me saying anything homophobic, uh, transphobic, racist, misogynist. That's just not how I talk. Um, and most of those words I find like uncomfortable. I don't want to be saying those. But the R word is something that I like to use. Um, but that's not the reason why I was using it. That's not all the context. So let's talk about my second reason about the stream that got suspended. Why am I watching a stream that gets suspended mid-stream? So the context for that, which is then the full context for the first reason, is that for the past week, I've been watching a show called Fish Tank. It is a live streamed reality show. It is produced on its own website. It cannot be hosted on YouTube. It cannot be hosted on Twitch because it's sort of an anything goes sort of show. They have ads that literally say, you can use the F slur for free on this website. Come on in, say whatever you could possibly say. I think it says, if you could say it in 2007, you can say it here. So they kind of pride themselves on that you can say whatever you want. You can be horrible and, absolutely disgusting, and nobody cares. In fact, people enjoy it. So being on that website and watching that show, which is very engaging, and we'll talk about that in a second, but being on that website and watching that show, I was seeing all these slurs and all that being thrown around constantly. And I joined in with the word that I liked using, which is the R word. And I used other insults that I don't think would have ever gotten me banned on YouTube or Twitch, mostly about intelligence, stupid, moron, idiot, loser, whatever. So I was hurling a couple of those too. So I'm not completely innocent. But my favorite contestant on that show got eliminated. And it was heartbreaking, honestly. That show, especially the 2 hours before her elimination, my heart was beating. I was terrified. I was so engaged. The show was like, it had captured my attention more than any other piece of media in a long time. I've never been that captivated in a 2 hour span, I think, maybe ever. So when the dust had settled and my favorite contestant lost after a brutal fight, um, I wanted to support them. I wanted to see what they did outside of the show. So I joined a couple live streams on Instagram. I gave them an idea. Hey, you should build Legos on a live stream. And she did. She bought a Lego set and she started up Twitch and went to go stream it. And obviously, her fans, because, she didn't have an account before the show, her fans all came from the show. So the chat there was very similar to the chat in the show. So I'm guessing, again, if this is the reason that I got suspended, I'm not the only person who woke up to this. Because I just forgot. I forgot where I was. I didn't realize Twitch was so zealous about this. Again, assuming this is even the reason, because they did not give me a reason. Nothing. This is all assumption on my part. Anyways, the account got suspended midstream, and I could be suspended by guilt by association. I don't know. But in that chat, we were all insulting one of the other contestants that was sort of the antagonist to the contestant that lost. So we were still calling him names and, insulting him, what have you. So that's where I go back to the very first reason. It is very likely that I use the R word. It is very likely that I use the word simp. It is very likely that I insulted him in other ways that I don't believe would get me banned. So that's the full context. Now what do we do? It's kind of funny, the timing of this, because if you're watching this and you've been with me for a long time, you're in the Discord and all that kind of stuff, you know that I just changed the Discord a bunch. I gave it a facelift. We are now Towajack City. And I was kind of thinking, as I was trying to fall asleep last night, I was kind of thinking how this is our 9/11, but it's kind of worse. Because when you think about it, on Twitch I had 432 followers. And granted, I hadn't seen most of those followers in years, right? They're probably dormant accounts or they just moved on, because I've kind of moved on from streaming. But in the Discord, we've got 50 members. And those 50 members, those of you who are in the Discord, like, you're the true fans, you've been around for a long time. Like, I consider you guys friends at this point. So, essentially, Towajack City gets built, then, like, a nuclear bomb goes off, and it kills, I don't know, let me do the math. 432 minus 50 would be 382. So 382 people are dead, and it's only you 50 who remain, plus, I don't know, the extra, let's say, 33 people who are Bionicle fans who might still be watching this. Hi. That's it, though. Like, we're all refugees now. And we're just gonna have to rebuild here. It's also kind of funny because I had been debating for the past couple of months about just streaming on YouTube and kind of moving away from Twitch. And I didn't want to pull the trigger because I didn't want to, I don't want to fuck you guys over. Because the way I saw it, the real followers that I have, the real, people who are watching me, you guys are in the Discord. You guys have been keeping up with me for years, right? We have a pretty small community, but we're pretty tight knit. So, leaving behind 432 followers was not a big deal to me at all. I just didn't want to leave you guys behind. And I knew you guys were in Discord, but I didn't want to be like, hey guys, you guys have been watching me on Twitch for years, and I know you guys really like Twitch, but fuck you, we're going to, go on YouTube. Um, but now we have no choice. So, if you don't want to watch YouTube live streams, I get it. Totally understand. I hope you stick around. If you don't, you don't. I'm not going to go anywhere else. I don't want to go to Kick. From my understanding, Kick is just gamblers and grifters. Not really the place for gamers. So I don't really want to go there. And I don't know of any other sites. And no, I'm not going to do Facebook gaming. I'd rather die. So we're stuck on YouTube. And in 6 months, I will try to get a reinstatement of my account. I think the only thing that's really upsetting to me right now is losing all of the clips that we've made over the years. I know I've talked about it a lot in the past, how much those mean to me. And so right now, I'm just operating on the idea that, I'll get my account reinstated, it'll be fine. In 6 months, if it doesn't get reinstated, then I hope that the sting of losing all the clips won't hurt as bad. But I'm trying not to think about that, because that's the only thing that I feel like I'm really, really losing. Because I'm assuming you guys will stick around. But outside of that, I don't think I have much else to say. I will be streaming on Saturday. We will be testing this out. Trying to figure out how to stream on YouTube. Because I don't want to give up streaming, I don't stream that often, and I haven't streamed for 2 months because the month of May was the last month of school, and that was super busy, and then I just got busy with other things. I've already started my summer job, and I'm not thrilled. And I'm not thrilled that it's probably my fault. I wish that Twitch had given me a reason. I wish that they would have seen the humanity behind my appeal, that I didn't get a reason, that I was loyal, that I liked Twitch, that I've been there for a long time. But it's very, very likely that I slipped up. Didn't have the best judgment. And now we're looking at an indefinite suspension that has maximum severity, which I obviously don't agree with, but here we are. So I'm not gonna make excuses. It is what it is. I'm sorry. And that's that. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is kind of a weird YouTube video to make after 2 years of not making any. I have ideas for other ones, whether or not that ever happens. I mean, you know me. I get all kinds of crazy ideas. The amount of fucking Steam games I have bought specifically to stream and then never streamed. It could fund, I don't know, somebody's rent for the month, probably. Okay, maybe not that much. But maybe a year's worth of phone bills. I don't know. The point is, I get ideas all the time. It doesn't make it's going to happen. But streaming on Saturday will happen. We will test out YouTube streaming, and we will just live on YouTube for the rest of our lives, probably. So, thanks for watching, and again, I am really, really sorry that this happened. Because I know it disappoints you too. And it disappoints me a lot. So, thanks for sticking around, and yeah, I'll see you when I see you. So until then, farewell.